Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troll.
(1973 to 1976). Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1973-76 Carryover League. We are back again in the National League, a series with the Pirates and the Mets. Second round of the postseason tournament, bottom half of the bracket, with two really good teams who got some good news. The good news is the Pirates are only forced in here because the Cincinnati Reds were in first. So they would probably normally be a first place team. And the Mets, the Phillies were running away with their division until recently. And the Braves are up there as well. So they're forced into this bracket. The good news is all those teams are playing so well and the rest of the National League is playing so bad that both these teams will continue in this tournament regardless of who wins. That means we are actually not playing for elimination. We're simply playing to see who's better between the Mets and Pirates. Let's take a look at the needs for each team in the tournament at this present moment. Here we are, the last matchup. Mets 2 over 500, Pirates 7 over 500. That's +9. These are the best matchup in net wins and losses in the entire 5-game elimination format. The Mets back 2.5 games, which means they would have to win 4 games to 1. Okay, it's difficult to do, but can be done. We've seen a lot of teams win a lot of games. 5-2s, 5-0s, a 1-6, a 1-5, I should say. So the Mets can certainly do it, though the Pirates are an extremely tough team to have it done to them. Let's show you the games 1 and 2, because they're really, really clever and unique games. Let's take a look at game 1. And we're going to have nice pitching matchups, righty-righties, lefty-lefties throughout these 3 games. Game 1, it's going to be Tom Seaver for the Mets, of course. And he's going to take on a really nice Alan Foster card, who's simply hired by the Pirates as a free agent to pitch on 3 days rest. He was actually a pitcher for the Padres and the Cardinals in this era. Has a nice card. Let's go to the 3rd inning. Against the Mets, the Pirates decide to load up with lefties, particularly ones if they have power coming off the bench. Seaver prone to the long ball versus lefties with this card. So instead of Manny Sanguillen getting the start today, they have Gene Lamont. He never actually played for the Pirates. Did manage them, though. He's your lefty catcher batting 9th. After a runner reaches, he hits it. Gene Lamont hits the Seaver homer on the Seaver card. Terrible break for a Seaver. That's 2 runs. Moreno walks, steals a base off a good Jerry Grody arm. And he scores on a Zisk sacrifice fly on fly ball B question mark on the Zisk card. So 3 difficult runs for Seaver. It gets a little worse in the 6th inning. Because, well, Richie Hebner, he hits the Seaver card for that home run. So Seaver gives up 2 home runs on the card. Again, he's got an ERA of 2.08. But there's 2 home runs off the card. Then we get a 3-base error. And this will not be the only 3-base error you'll find in this broadcast. A 3-base error on Mayshore, the center fielder. Then you get an error on Jerry Grody. Then you get a double off the 3rd baseman, Junior Kennedy, but you get the final out. And you can see this is not going well for Seaver and the Mets. It's 5-zip. But after 2 outs in the 7th inning, 6 and 2 1/3 scoreless innings by Alan Foster. He gives up a home run to John Milner. It's 5-1. Okay, fine. We get to the 8th inning, 6 outs to go for the Pirates to win game 1. They start the 8th inning with their lone lefty, Luke Walker, with 3 righties available. Well, Luke walks pinch hitter Wayne Garrett, gives up a single to Clyde Mayshore, and gives up a Rusty Staub 3-run homer. Oh, so much for that plan. It's now 5-4. Pirates get a little nervous. They go right to closer Dave Justy for a 2-inning save. The 8th inning is fine. 3 up, and the 3 batters who come up are all out. Seaver's sticking around now. He's got something to play for, a comeback victory. And that's what they get in the 9th. Dave Justy, after a dismal start to the 8th inning for Mr. Walker, Justy gives up single, walk, 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 walk. Yep. 2 bases loaded walks and relinquishes the lead. He gets the 4-2-3 double play after that, however, gets out of the inning 6-5, but now Seaver's like, thanks. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I ain't going anywhere. I'm a starter 9. I'm Tom Seaver. I'm in the Hall of Fame. I run the Hall of Fame, for that matter. 3 up and 3 down, 2 strikeouts in the 9th for Seaver. His line: 9 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 are earned. Probably could have been 2 or 3 runs, maybe, with the homers allowed. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, complete game. Alan Foster sits in the dugout with a no decision. He gave up 4 hits, a solo homer. And the Mets win game 1. All right, let's go to game 2. This is another strange occurrences here. It's John Matlack, John Candelaria. 2 great lefties. 3rd inning. After 2 outs, nobody on base. Candelaria gives up a walk to Harrelson. A single to Grody. Garrett walks to load the bases, and then right on cue, Lee Lacy. Grand slam off the candy card. It's 4-zip, and the Mets are cruising along with momentum. It stays scoreless till the 7th. John Matlack having a brilliant start until the 7th. It's a single, a foul out, a single. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fly ball to Rusty Staub. Probably could have cut this thing off for a single. Tries to make the catch. Oh, it bounces over his head. The merry-go-round rolls around. It's a 3-base error. It's 4-1. It's 4-2. It's 4-3. No more damage in that inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Matlack has otherwise pitched brilliantly. 3 unearned runs. So they let Matlack go for a complete game with Apotica, the closer. But Matlack is Matlack. He's been really good in Strat. Moreno leads off with a double. Instead of bunting him to 3rd, Pirates try and hack away, as they're known to do. Stennett flies out. Oliver hacks away with a game-tying single, and then Zisk gets into a double play. 9 innings in the books. It is 4-4, and we go with the modern extra inning rule. Teams go to the bullpen. Neither team chooses a closer presently. Interesting moves for both teams. Pirates go with Randy Moffett after the Dave Justy and Luke Walker disasters of yesterday. Mets decide on Carruthers, and the reason is he's outstanding versus lefties. He's sort of the heir apparent to Danny Frisella, who used to have that role for the Mets, because the Pirates have all these lefties. Scoreless 10th inning. In the 11th inning, again, you get 2 strikeouts by Randy Moffett. Bottom of the inning, however, the Pirates decide to bunt the runner over from 2nd to 3rd. And then Frank Tavares, with a runner at 3rd and 1 out, not a good hitter at all, but Carruthers isn't that great against righties. However, a really tough break for the Mets. Tavares rolls single 1-3, line out the rest, hits it. Hits the 15% chance, gets the single 1-3 at the worst possible time. And the Pirates come back and win 5-4. So you could flip the results. You could give Seaver a loss in game 1, Matlack a win in game 2. It doesn't matter. We're all tied up. Both teams have grabbed victory from the jaws of defeat. Fun stuff. Fun couple of games. I'm enjoying this. And when you see this happen, when you see teams fight and claw and get wins against all odds, it means they're good teams. And sometimes it's just the breaks. You know, you can't blame the Mets or Pirates really for winning or losing either of those games. It's just the other team Yeah, very competitive. I mean, this is probably going to be a or maybe, yeah, a 5-game series possibly. Who knows? But let's look at the standings, because it's important to look at the National League big picture now. We know the Cardinals have been eliminated. Moreover, we know that the Mets, if they lose one more game, they still have a winning record. And when we look at the teams with winning records in the National League, they are one of them. 3 teams there, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 teams here, 7 and 8. So we know the Mets are in the final 8. And now it's all about positioning for the third round of the tournament. Mets, and oddly enough, the Phillies will have to play in this third round since the Braves have first place. So Phillies, Mets, Pirates, and I guess here it is the Giants. Even though they're tied with the Dodgers, Dodgers have the tiebreaker. In a weird scenario, the Dodgers are going to sit home and watch what happens. And I already know this right now, even before I play this game. And the Braves will sit home. Both teams leading their division, but could sit and watch TV and watch a rival take the title. Either the Mets or Phillies or the Giants, based on how the third round of the tournament goes. Or those teams could be eliminated. So in other words, you get to play baseball to potentially win your division, and if you fail miserably, you go home. So we know the Dodgers have clinched something. They've clinched at least a wild card, as have the Braves. That's great news, particularly for the Braves. Biggest news of all is that the Atlanta Braves are on the outside looking in. Now they're going to kick back and relax and watch what happens. Even if the Mets rip off 3 straight games and win this series 4-1, the Braves will still have a better record. And then we have to look at a tiebreaker between the Phillies and Mets. So I know it's complicated, and there's a lot of what ifs and ifs and buts and candies and nuts, but it's just a really cool competitive National League. So I wanted to bring it up now in case I neglect to do so later. So with that, we can go to Shea Stadium for a great Game 3 pitching matchup. In Shea Stadium, if with the series tied, Mets need to rip off 3 straight wins or we stop playing baseball in the National League until the third round of the tournament. And we'll line up all that as well at some point by the end of this video. Your matchups today. Jim Rooker for the Pirates, the ace. They used to have Steve Blass. Steve Blass is gone. His career sort of faded quickly after his brilliant 71 World Series appearance. But now Rooker's at top. He's a 15-game winner in 74 with a 2.77 ERA and 263 innings. Later in the decade, I think he's still on the Pirates as they win the World Series in 79, even though he got knocked around in his World Series start. I thought he'd start. I want to say he started Game 1 of the 79 series, and the Orioles beat him up, but I'm going to have to recheck that. Mets. It is Jerry Koosman. He won 14 games in 73 with a 2.84 ERA in 263 innings. And Koosman's really good against lefties. That's great news for the Mets. Pirates, for the first time all year, have taken notice of a lefty who gets lefties out. And Richie Hebner is going to start the game on the bench for the first time all year just to get an extra right-handed bat in the lineup. He's probably not happy about it, but he'll probably play. He's a vital part of this team, but they decided, because it's Koosman and because the Pirates want to win this game, so they get a little bit closer to the Reds, they go with Hebner on the bench. Teams have shaken their lineups up. We're in Shea Stadium. We're ready to go here now with all that pregame. Leading off for the Pirates, it's Rennie Stennett, 58, short X. It's Bud Harrelson, a 1E14, makes the play. Al Oliver, 38, second. Richie Zisk, 311, flies right. Another aspect of these two teams is that a lot of role players who got a lot of playing time earlier in this year have had enough playing time, and so the teams are just keeping the stars in the game, which means for the Pirates, Zisk, who was sharing playing time, is now entrenched as the number 3 hitter, with role players Lamont and Theodore Moreno. Same thing with the Mets. Tim Blackwell is the backup catcher to Jerry Grody, but Grody has played every game. Junior Kennedy did spend some time leading off because of his own base percentage. He's been sitting most of the series as well. Bud Harrelson leads off for the Mets. 6-6, double 1 to 5 off Rooker's a base hit. Grody swings away. 110 is a walk. Here come the Mets. Wayne Garrett. 310 is a K. Lee Lacy, 5-12. Rolls the first. Moves the runners up for Tony Soleta. 65 is a single to left field. That'll score 1. Grody. Will he run? Probably. Ooh, he's an 8. Oh, 8, 9, 10. But Theodore's a +2 arm, so he'll run. And he's thrown out on an 18. By the way, if you're wondering about me running 8s, in the spirit of the game, sure, I'll try. I will attempt it. Just trying to score a very slow-footed runner from second. But I normally won't even try it, scoring the runner from first on a double if he's an 8. Figuring that he'd run out of gas by the time he drops anchor at third base. In this case, Grody thought he was Carl Lewis, and it didn't work out. Google Carl Lewis if you don't know. And there we are. All right, they get a run. Grody gets thrown out the plate. 1-0 Mets. Top of the second. Willie Stargell. 2-3. Sky's the center. Manny Sanguillen, 64. Third X. This would be Garrett, 3-17. Makes the play. And with 2 outs, it's Dave Parker, 63. Short X. Bud Harrelson's the 1-14. Makes the play. Bottom of the second, it's Terry Harmon Carden, 49, pops out. Rusty Staub, he bats 3rd against righties, 7th against lefties. 67 is a walk. Clyde Mayshore, free agent, 32, fielder's choice. And number 9 hitter, Don Hahn, 3-6 against the lefties, a base to the left field. Mayshore will hold it at second, I believe. Actually, he could go to third on an 18, he'll try it. And he makes it. For Bud Harrelson, runners on the corners. 3-5, let's take a look at the Bud Harrelson card of 1973. First thing we look at is the defense, of course, a 1-14, that's what you want. This might be the last year he is a 1, so he hits whatever he hits. In this case, it's 258, and we're happy as you can be. He's the eraser, the fixer. A 1-14 shortstop can help playoff teams more than the batting average will ever help the team. But he muscles up against a lefty here. Double 1-17. Misses it. Gets a single. It will still score the run. 2-zip. Runners on the corners for Jerry Grody. 2-7 is a K. 2-zip Kuzman. In the third, George Theodore, 35, 1-17, base hit. Larry Milbourne, 3-6, and that is a 6-4-3 double play. He's playing third base today to get his right-handed switch hitting bat in the lineup. Frank Tavares, 38, the shortstop, rolls the third. Bottom of the third, it's Wayne Garrett. 49, lines of the second. Lee Lacy, 1-7, rolls to third. Tony Soleta, 2-3, rolls second. Into the fourth. Rennie Stennett, 67, flies left. Al Oliver, 2-4, he rolls to short. Richie Zisk, 38, he flies to center. Bottom of the fourth. Pitchers settling into a groove. Terry Harmon, 111, flies to right. Staub, 210. Let's take a look at Rusty's card. Rusty Staub, last year with the Mets is 1975, an okay 282 with 19 bombs. He goes to the All-Star game in 76 for the Detroit Tigers. But still, good range and arm, good E rating. By the way, he's an E4, and he made that 3-base error, the unlikely 3-base error that ultimately cost the Mets a 2-0 series lead. 210 here, though, is homer 1-13. Misses it, has to settle for a double. Number 8 hitter Clyde Mayshore. 411, left X. This is George Theodore, former Met. 3E5 and left. It's a double off the defense, and the Mets are cruising 3-zip. Don Hahn, 59, second C. The runner goes to third, 2 outs. Bud Harrelson had the RBI earlier and scored a run. 1-8, you saw the card right in his wheelhouse. Bud is muscling up today. When you're 1-14 shortstops 3 for 3 with RBIs and runs scored, you're in great shape. Triple 1-4 double. It's a 2-base hit. 4-0 Mets. 3 for 3 Bud Harrelson in 4 frames. Wow. Jerry Grody, 1-8. There's a walk. Not Jim Rooker's day. Wayne Garrett, 2-8. Another one. Walk. Bases loaded. Lacey, a chance to end this game right here. 5-10 catcher's X. It's Sanguian. Can they get a pass ball to 2-6 catcher? No! They don't get the pass ball foul out on the 2-6 defense of Sanguian. It's a foul out. So it stays 4-zip. The base is loaded. Mets may regret that. We've seen teams blow 5-0 and 4-0 leads in this series. And that's where we're setting up again. As we go to the 5th. Kuzman, 1-hitter. Willie Stargell. 3-6, and here comes the Pirates. Here comes the comeback. Stargell, 1973, 299, 44 bombs. His 71 card is arguably better than this card, but for whatever reason, the 71 card seemed to struggle, just got into a rut. And this 73 card has just been tearing it up for the last few years. Stargell, 3-6, it is gone, it's 4-1. Manny Sanguian. 5-11 off Kuzman is a walk. Dave Parker. 47's a K. George Theodore. 2-9 is single dot. 2 on, 1 out from Milbourne. 45 pops to second. And Tavares. 112 pops to second. They strand a couple but get a run. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, Mets. Can they be the first team in this series to simply hold on to a win and not allow a comeback? Tony Saleta leads off in the bottom of the 5th. 57 is a K. Terry Harmon, 1-8. Double left field. Rusty Staub, 2-7's a K. And Mayshore, 1-7, is single 1-10. Catches it on the 8. On the corners, 2 outs. Big moment for Don Hahn. 5-12 off Rooker. Rolls to first C. 4-1 into the 6th. It's Rennie Stennett. 65, skies the center. Al Oliver, 2-9. Pops to first. Zisk, 38. Flies to center. Bottom of the 6th. Bud Harrelson, 47. Pops to first. Grody, 64. Homer 1-5. Double off Rooker. He's got power versus lefties. Jerry Grody is gone. He had 5 home runs and 350 some at-bats, most against lefties, though. So he gets the homer off the Rooker card on a 1-5 shot right there. 5-1. Wayne Garrett, 66. On a 16 base hit. Lines out on a 20. And with 2 outs. Lee Lacy, 56, is a strikeout. 5-1 Mets. Again, security. 4-team with the late innings coming. It has not worked out to this point. Will today be the day a team can just hold on? Matter of fact, in the last broadcast you saw, the Cardinals and the Braves, same thing. Braves had a 7-2 lead in the 7th. They lost. So let's see what happens here with the Pirates. They should be encouraged. Kuzman's a starter 8. He's not going anywhere. It's Pop Stargell. 65, flies to left. Sanguian, 35, base hit. Dave Parker, 1-9. 1-9's a 4-6-3 double play. And the inning's over. We have the bottom of the 7th here in New York. We are listening to this Lou Reed live and wild Lou. Lou's live. He's wild. He's wild and crazy. He's walking on the wild side. Berlin, they're all here. They're all here. His Velvets and his own stuff. Rock and Roll. Satellite of Love. Sweet Jane. Vicious. It's all here. A nice mix of live stuff from him. Lou Reed. And the Velvets and so forth and so on. Bottom of the 7th inning. Jim Rooker. He'll continue. Kind of following in the footsteps of Seaver, who hung around long enough to get a comeback victory. Rooker's going to attempt the same. Plus you got a lefty leading off in Tony Saleta. Here he is. 1-3, rolls the second. Terry Harmon Carden, 2-8, base hit. Rusty Staub, 69. Second X, this is Stennett, a 2-20. He turns the double play. That'll help Rooker out nicely. Okay, it's a 5-1 game in the 8th. Kuzman is a starter 8. His point of weakness. Is there any more defense to help the Mets? No, all the star defense they have is in there. We go to the 8th. It'll be former Met George Theodore, who's 2 for 2. 48, second X. This is Harmon Carden at second. He's a 3E27. And he kicks the ground ball. Oh boy, folks. Larry Milbourne. 6-12, rolls to first. Runner moves up for Frank Tavares. 49, he strikes out and with 2 outs. It's Rennie Stennett. 37 is a base hit to left field. Do you want to cut it to a 3-run game? I think you have to, with the odds stacked against you. This is Theodore. He is a 12, 13, 14 against the Mayshore arm. He scores on a 9. It's 5-2. Now, Kuzman is not in danger of breaking the point of weakness. He's just given up a single hit in the 8th inning. It's 5-2. Tying runs in the on-deck circle. Oliver could be the final batter as a lefty. Here's your pitch to Al Oliver. 1-7. Let's take a look at Al Oliver's card. My goodness, Pittsburgh. They got everything. I mean, my goodness, to have the Pirates and Reds in the same division and see, you know, that you can't have both teams win a division is a shame. Because guys like Al Oliver, Stargell, Parker, this whole team, so fantastic. He only hit .323 in 1976. He's used in center and at first base, 2 positions he plays. Ultimately, he'll leave this team, as does Richie Zisk, because there's no place to play all these guys. By the time Moreno becomes a regular outfielder, Parker, Mike Easler, Bill Robinson, Lee Lacy, there's just so many Pirates that they can't keep them all. Oliver 1-7, double 1-7. That is a double. And he's at second. Stennett's at third, 2 outs in a 5-2 game. And it's Richie Zisk. Let's take a look at Richie before he swings. Yeah, they can't keep him for long. I mean, they got him in 73 with a .324 average and 10 home runs. Has bat, will travel. He tears it up here. He tears it up with the White Sox. He tears it up with Texas. He tears it up with Seattle. He just keeps getting traded and plays great everywhere he plays. I don't recall seeing too many lousy Richie Zisk cards for whatever reason. Unfortunately, his career won't last long enough for Hall of Fame accolades. He's not that great, but I guess you call him Hall of Very Good. If anything, this gets a mound visit, and frankly, it gets a pitching change. We're going to call it a day for Jerry Kuzman. That's what Richie Zisk will do to you. 7 2/3. We got 4 outs to get in a 5-2 game. And Zisk is the prime scenario. This is the guy you want. Apodica's a closer, but you got a lefty behind Zisk. So we really want to get Zisk out. If he doesn't, we want to get Stargell out with a lefty. And we still have Apodica. So do you go Parker here? If he fails, you go Scarce. If he fails, you go Apodica. Do it in a ladder effect there. I think they're going to do it that way. They're going to go Harry Parker for this matchup. Harry Parker was a relief starter in 1973. 8-4, the .334, 97 innings. Very good pitcher. Should be in the rotation, unless you're on the Mets where they have bazillion pitchers. But a great Harry Parker card. He'll face Zisk. attempting to defuse the home run, or the chance here. And if he gets up a hit, he'll probably leave, as we'll go lefty-lefty with Stargell. So Richie Zisk, they have a luxury with a 3-run lead. Richie Zisk, Harry Parker, here's the pitch. 59, off the Parker card, right in the wheelhouse. It's triple 1-2, single ... It's the RBI single. What I say, folks, these teams just come back. It's the 2-run single and it's 5-4. It's just the same game over and over again. The team facing adversity. This portends well for both of these squads as their season will continue, we know. And that's why we had Parker come in just for that. As you want Scarce, a lefty, against the most important batter, Willie Stargell. Let's take a look at both. Well, we saw Stargell. You don't have to see that card again. He destroys lefties and righties. But let's take a look at lefty Mac Scarce. He was acquired in the Tug McGraw trade. And the idea is, it was a front-loaded trade. The Mets got a lot in return. They got Terry Harmon, Max Scarce, and a draft pick for McGraw, Tug McGraw. So they're looking good in that trade now. But by the time we get to the latter part of the decade, the Phillies will look good in that trade by 80 and 81. Max Scarce, 2.41 ERA in 1973 and 71 innings. You got a runner at first, 2 outs in a 5-4 game against Willie Stargell. And here is the pitch. 57's a strikeout. 5-4, bottom of the 8th. Now Rooker. Does he stick around trying to get a vulture win the same way Seaver did? Absolutely. Particularly against the bottom of this Mets lineup, which is not very good. It's Clyde Mayshore. 38 strikes out. Number 9 hitter, Don Hahn. 412 flies left. And back up top, it's Bud Harrelson, who's had a nice day. 3 for 4. 56, he strikes out. Setting up the drama in the 9th. Now, you got Sanguian, Parker, Theodore. You'd like to have Scarce stick around for Parker. I'd go Sanguian, Parker, and then flip it to Apotica beyond. That's the plan. Let's see if it can work out. In the 9th inning, it's Manny Sanguian. 610 off of Scarce, his third X. This is Wayne Garrett. He's a 317. He makes the play. Now you got the Cobra Dave Parker. 53 rolls to first. And there's going to be ooh boy. If you go Apotica, they're going to go Hebner. Do you want Scarce against Theodore, or do you want to allow Richie Hebner to get in the game? I'm of the opinion I don't really want Richie Hebner in the game. So we're going to leave Scarce in there with Apotica in the bullpen to face George Theodore, former Met. Let's take a peek. Here he is. He has not been retired today. George Theodore. Who? Well, he was on the New York Mets in 1973 with 116 at-bats. He had 259. And the Pirates acquired him as a free agent, basically to be defense for Stargell. Rotate some defense with Moreno in center and Oliver at first. Short-term answer. He'll most likely be gone after this. He's got a modest homer 1-3 chance on his own card. Scarce does not give up homers on his own. Here's your pitch to George Theodore. 2-2, misses the column. It's a pop to third base. And the Mets win the game. Nice little save there. Max Scarce, it's a 5-4 victory. And the Mets take a 2-1 series lead, and we keep on playing. So in this one, Kuzman does get the win. Scarce gets the save. Rooker gets the loss. A 5-4 game. The Mets are up 2-1. And after the break, we'll give you the box score for this and the matchups in Game 4 and 5 if necessary. Game 4 matchup, by the way, it'll be a repeat of Seaver, Alan Foster. And if there is a Game 5, Pittsburgh will have to have Bruce Keeson pitch against John Matlack. So stick around, we'll give you the results. All right, folks, lot to report here in the wild and fun, awesome National League. Here's your box score for Game 3. Mets holding on, winning 5-4. Kuzman 7 2/3. It's Max Garcia, acquired in the McGraw deal, closes out and gets the save. With Matic not needed. 7 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 1 was earned. And Jim Rooker lasted till the 8th inning, giving up 11 hits and 5 runs. Mets are up 2-1, and we're going to have a rematch of Seaver-Foster in Game 4. Here is the box for this one, folks. Low-scoring affair, and boy, what a failure here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. You get a fly ball to Omar Moreno. Now he's an E16 in center field. He drops it. And then you come right back to another fly ball to center field, and Moreno drops another one. So that's a run. You get a 2-out RBI single by Lee Lacy. So 2 unearned runs off of Alan Foster. And where has this guy come from? He had the 2 unearned runs, but he pitched fantastic today for the Pirates. That's a boon. He was a number 4 starter. He was just roster filler. And he's come up big even though he lost. And he didn't get a win in Game 1. When Seaver and the Mets came back as well. So in this event, Tom Seaver just delivers a vintage Tom Seaver performance. 3 hits, a shutout, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts in the CGSO. The Mets win 2-0. They've won 3 out of 4. They could have won 4 straight had Rusty Stahl not made that 3-base error in Game 2. So can the Mets do the improbable and win Game 5 of a very good Pittsburgh team, 4-1, and it's going to be in Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh? Well, let's take a look. Game 5, John Matlack versus this time Bruce Keeson, and it's a no contest, folks. The Mets pound the Pirates 12-1. Your New York Mets on fire. Matter of fact, the Braves are on fire, Mets are on fire, and the 2 teams from Pennsylvania, the Phillies and the Pirates, are really struggling suddenly in a just a wild National League of a great 8. The great 8, we can call it, the crazy 8. 8 really good baseball teams in the National League now, with nice winning percentages here. Let's get to the line here, though. Matlack went 7 innings and just came out. 6 hits and a run. Harry Parker finished. It was Bruce Keeson, 5 1/3. He gets knocked around in the 6th. The Pirate bullpen is the problem. They just don't have an answer. It's Dave Justy and 3 guys. We saw Justy lose a game, or lose a lead in Game 1. Blow a save in Game 1, I should say. Luke Walker got lit up in Game 1. Now Bob Johnson and Randy Moffett don't pitch well either. Bud Harrelson went 5 for 6? Really? He started the other game going 3 for 3. Finished, I think, 3 for 5. There was a stretch where Bud Harrelson went 8 for 9. Write that down somewhere. Lee Lacy 4 for 6. Tony Saleta 3 for 6, 7 RBIs in this thing. The Mets 12 runs on 18 hits, pounding a very good Pittsburgh team. And now it's big picture. Let's take a look at what this all means. We'll look first. First thing we'll do is we'll look at the result here. The Mets needed to go 4-1. The Mets went 4-1. The Mets are 19-14. And actually, the Pirates, they're not eliminated, but they'll go here in the winning column. But the Pirates are now 21-17, which is very discouraging for a team that was challenging the Reds at one time. They're just 4 over 500. We had to put Houston over here now. So we know in the National League, you've got teams with 4 losing records are gone. Cardinals, the most recent team, joining Houston, Colorado, Portland. Let's take a look at one other. Let's look at the standings because I want to show you this. Phillies, Mets tied for 2nd or 3rd place. So we have to go to a tiebreaker to find out who plays who in the next round of the tournament. And we have to go all the way back to the head-to-head matchup between the Phillies and the Mets. It occurred in the right here in the 4th round before the All-Star break. The Phillies beat the Mets 4-2. It simply means they have the tiebreaker, so they get second place versus the Mets, who have third place. Not a big deal, because all that does is determine home field, because they're going to play again. Let's go back, look at the standings now. So, the Braves. Look at this. We talked about this division, but look at this division now. You know, I mean, the Reds have sort of kind of thumped this division, and these teams have all faded recently. Cardinals eliminated, Pittsburgh fading, Cubs eliminated a long time ago. But Braves, Phillies, and Mets alive and well. Braves presently start in first place, which means the worst case scenario, they would be a wild card team. Well, is there a path where they can win the division? Well, this is so unusual. The Braves are probably going to be a wild card team unless the winner of Phillies Mets does it in 5 games. If the winner of Phillies Mets does it in 5 games, then the Braves will have a tiebreaker to discuss, and we'll have to figure that out at a future time. Reds are your number 1 seed. Here are your Pirates as the 8th overall best record in the National League suddenly, after once being, the 2nd best record. They're going to have to play the Giants. And the Giants are tied for first. They lose a tiebreaker to the Dodgers. So the Giants, the Dodgers are in trouble. I think the Dodgers, they have to root for the Pirates to knock out the Giants to win the division. If the Giants beat the Pirates, then the Giants win the division. Dodgers are a wild card. Dodgers are safe at +6. 6 over 500 should keep you in the playoffs. I love this math. It is one of the better Final Fours, and here it is. So these numbers are all plugged in from a year ago. These are new numbers for the National League. We haven't done the American League yet. So over here we go with the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th best records in the National League. Giants are 6 over 500. The Phils and Mets are both 5 over, but the Phils have the tiebreaker. So the expectation is for the Giants and the Phillies to make the playoffs. But it's a simple best of 3. No tiebreakers needed. 4 over 500 Pittsburgh versus 6 over 500 San Francisco. Toss-up. Both good baseball clubs. Struggling. These teams are struggling. This team is struggling. This team is red hot. So that's what the next round of the playoffs, or the postseason tournament, is going to be. Wow. That'll be a blast. This is one of the most exciting round of 3s I've had. Normally it's, you're just trying to find 6 good teams. We have 8 really nice baseball teams in the National League. It's going to be sad to see half of these teams eliminated, but that's what we have at the moment, folks. Fun times. Break up the New York Mets, dominating Pittsburgh, beating them 4 out of 5 times. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.